Hello you plonkers and welcome back today to another video on the Drewzy channel. For the past 2 years I've done a video at the start of the season titled Every AFL Team's Player to Breakout, and we're back again to do it today. Breakout players don't necessarily have to be young rookies, although they can be. I'm just looking at players that are ready to take that next leap in their career, to go from a sort of mid-range AFL footballer to a good, great, elite range. It's really subjective. It could be a superstar ready to win the Brownlow or a rookie ready to become a really good role player. You'll see. So we'll get into that. But first, I have a few things to go through before the video. First things first, 53% of the audience aren't subscribed, and that makes me sick. If you're one of the 47% that are subscribed, you are my favorite. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. It helps the channel out massively. It's free. All you have to do is literally tap your finger on the red button, so please subscribe if you aren't already. The second thing I would like to announce is the Drewzy Footy comp is up and running on ESPN Footy Tips. I don't need to describe what a footy tipping comp is, everyone knows, so click the link in the description if you want to join my footy tipping comp. And lastly, I want you to comment down below, who's going to be your club's breakout player in 2022? Obviously, I don't watch every single club with a very close eye. As much as I can, I've gone through and looked at which players I think will break out, but you will know your club best, so drop a comment down below on who's going to break out from your club. Without any further ado, let's get into the video. For the Adelaide Crows, I'm predicting Riley Thilthorpe to have a breakout season. The second pick out of the 2020 AFL draft showed glimpses of what he could do last season. He played 14 games and kicked 18 goals, which is very respectable for your first year. By reports, he's had a big pre-season, worked very hard, and he's going to be linking up with Darcy Fogarty as the two key forwards in this Adelaide side. If he gets a consistent run of games and plays a full season, I could see him doubling his goal tally in 2022. Watch out for Riley Thilthorpe. For the Brisbane Lions, I'm going to put forward Cam Rayner. I said Cam Rayner last year as well, but obviously he did his ACL in the preseason and he didn't play at all. He's been in the system for 5 years now. He had a lot of hype when he got drafted. Being his 5th year in the league, barring another season-ending injury, this has to be the year that Cam Rayner breaks out and lives up to the hype. Before the injury last year, it was well stated that Cam Rayner would be playing through the middle rather than sort of going through the forward and then rotating through the middle as he had done in the past. Obviously got injured and didn't play, and we saw Zach Bailey step up into that role and have a massive breakout year for himself. So if Rayner can come back in and play that same role that Zach Bailey did, you could probably see him follow a similar trajectory to Zach Bailey, the man himself. He's a dangerous player around the ball. He can impact the scoreboard as well. This could be the year that big Rayner makes his mark on the league. From the Carlton Blues, I'm going to put forward Adam Cerra. Cerra already broke out as a star at the Fremantle Dockers, but obviously we're not a massive club, so now that he's at a massive club like Carlton, he's going to have way more eyes on him and he's going to get the recognition that he deserves. He had 30 disposals against Melbourne in their Amy Community Series game, and he's going to be working alongside some great midfielders like Paddy Cripps, who's going to have a phenomenal year. Walsh, when he's back, is going to be dangerous, and Hewitt's been a great addition as well. So if they can get that unit rolling, Cerra will flourish. Cerra is a very polished player. He's got a mouth-watering kick, he's composed in contests, and he's a hard worker as well. You don't often get 3 of those attributes in the same player. Someone that's silky but works hard every single contest as well. If Carlton make the top 8 in 2022, Cerra will be a massive reason for that. Coming out of Collingwood, I'm going to put forward Oliver Henry. The thing I like most about the Henry brothers is their attack on the ball. They are absolutely fearless, don't care who's in their way. Head to the pill and it's theirs. That attribute for me, just the desire and hunger and fearlessness to attack the ball, is the number one attribute a player can have, and Oliver Henry has it in abundance. Only his 2nd year in the league this season, obviously, so he has another level or 8 to go to in the rest of his career, but I think he'll go leaps and bounds this year. The breakout star from Essendon, I believe, will be Archie Perkins. After an exciting first season in the league, Essendon fans are very excited about what Archie Perkins can bring in 2022. He's silky, he's slick, he's quick, and he's a very good runner, which is a very big attribute to have in today's AFL. You need to be able to run hard for long. He kicked 2 goals to go along with 17 disposals in the preseason game against the Saints, which is a clear sign of improvement. He only kicked multiple goals once last season, so 2 goals in a preseason game. I think we'll see him impact the scoreboard a lot more this year. Archie Perkins will level up in 2022 to help the Bombers rise up the ladder. For the Fremantle Dockers, I'm going to predict that Michael Frederick has a breakout season. Frederick's sort of shown glimpses over the last few years of what he can do with his speed, but he just hasn't had that big, thick frame to play consistent footy at the AFL level. He got injured against Brisbane probably halfway through last season and spent the rest of the season on the sidelines and in the gym as well, because he has thickened up. He's been hitting the weights hard. He looks like a new player since he's come back from injury. He just looks much bigger visually. It's clear to see that he's put in the work over the off-season, and his body type fits that mid-sized forward role, which Freo have been screaming out for ever since bloody Chris Mayne left, mate. He's constantly leading, hitting up. You can see that he looks at the defence when he makes his leads. He's a very smart player. Footy IQ has gone up noticeably. He kicked something like 6 goals 5 for the pre-season, 1 goal 4 in the Amy Community Series game against West Coast. So if he can kick straight, he could really damage the scoreboard this year. He has all the tools. He's ready to break out this season. Michael Frederick, watch out for him. Geelong was a hard one to find a breakout star for, because obviously their side is already established stars everywhere, and they're an older list. So I messaged my Poppy. He's a Geelong fan, and I said, Poppy, who is going to break out for Geelong this year? And he messaged back saying Sam De Koning. He's very mobile and athletic for his size. He's over 200 centimetres. Hasn't had a consistent run of games, nor found a consistent position, but I believe in 2022 he'll get a consistent run of games down back for the Cats. When you're learning from the likes of Tom Stewart, Mark Blitzarves, Jack Henry, just to name a few down back, it's going to rub off on him, and you will see his athleticism translate as he fills out as well. He's still quite skinny, so once he thickens up like his brother at Carlton, he could really take his game to the next level. For Gold Coast, I'm going to put forward Jack Lukosius. Now, I know what you're going to think. He's already good. He's been in the league for bloody ages, and he's already one of Gold Coast's best players. Yes, I agree. But he's been a bit of a utility throughout the years. He's played through the middle, on the wing, down back, and swung up forward. But I think this season he's going to nail down a key forward role. With Ben King out, he will be a massive part of Gold Coast's game plan. He's going to need to step up. And he's got the body type for a key position player as well. So I think if Jack Lukosius can have a run at just one position rather than being put in different spots every week, nail that role, we could really see his skills shine through at the AFL level consistently. In the pre-season game against Geelong, he kicked 3 goals and took 6 marks, so it's a good sign of things to come for Jack Lukosius. For GWS, I'm going to put forward Tom Green. This will be his 3rd year in the league, and he's already cemented himself in that star-studded GWS midfield, so his ceiling is extremely high considering the talent that they already have in that side. He's an absolute contested bull. He averaged 9.9 contested possessions a game last year and 20 disposals. With the Giants looking to get back into the top 4, Tom Green's going to be a massive part of that and will be a massive part of their run for a premiership. For Hawthorn, I'm going to put forward Will Day. I said Will Day last year, but he only managed 5 games. Again, another player that got injured in 2021 and couldn't have his potential realised. From what we saw in 2020 and glimpses in 2021, his run and carry off the half-back flank, and he has an elite kick as well to go with that. It's going to really shore up that Hawthorn back line. They're quite young, but they've got the likes of Denver Granger Barras down there, Chanku Jath, who had a breakout season last year, the likes of Scrimshaw and Sicily back into the side. Hawthorn are going to have a real solid back half. That's a back half that have a really good kick, which is a trademark of Hawthorn. All their players are great kicks off the ball, but very quick off the half back line as well. Fingers crossed Will Day has a full season injury-free and we can finally see him put together a full season. For Melbourne, it was another tricky one because obviously they're the premiers and every player on that side last year sort of had a breakout year just by mastering their individual role. When I asked Caden McDonald who he thought would break out this year, he put forward the name of Tom Sparrow, so we're going to go with that. He's a thick-bodied boy, and by reports, he's had a massive pre-season, so we'll keep an eye out for him this year. It's his 4th season in the league. He's playing in a good side with stars all around him. We could really see him start to make an impact each week, and you'll start to hear his name pop up more and more as his career progresses. This will be the year that Tom Sparrow announces himself to the league. For North Melbourne, I predict that Taron Thomas will have a breakout season. He spent a lot of his career up forward, I believe, and a little bit on the wing, but in the second half of last season, he nailed the wing sort of inside mid-rotation role, and we saw glimpses of how high his ceiling could actually be. At 21 years of age, he averaged 20 disposals and a goal. So 20 plus 1, 21, he's 21, he's a gun, he's going to explode this year. This will be his first full season as a midfielder, whether that's inside or on the wing. But when you have a whole preseason to specialise to that one position, I think he's going to nail it this year. And I think Taron Thomas will emerge as a genuine A-grade mid. For Port Adelaide, I believe Mitch Georgiades will have a breakout year. He improved heaps last year. I think he has another level to go to that we'll see this season. But I just love his athleticism and the moments of brilliance that he showed last season. The signing of Jeremy Finlayson will give him more help. He'll have another person to sort of look up to and learn from. He's still only 19, I believe, so much room to grow. He kicked 32 goals in 2021 as a bloody teenager. This kid's ceiling is so high. This is a season that could really go either way for Port Adelaide, but I think their forward targets have taken a massive boost with Jeremy Finlayson, which will bring out the best in Charlie Dixon and Mitch Georgiades. But let's see how Mitch Georgiades goes this year. For Richmond, I'm going to put forward Hugo Ralph-Smith. He only played 6 games in 2021, but I liked what I saw from the young fella. He's another athlete, one of those players with just a great leap, running, speed, agility. He can move very well. After breaking into the side last year, only playing 6 games, we could see him have a full season this season and play alongside Dusty, Prestia, Koch, and the likes. If he's rotating through the middle, learning from the best, it's only going to rub off on him in a positive way. Another player with a massive ceiling and plenty of room to grow in the future, but I think this will be the year that Hugo Ralph-Smith announces himself at Tigerland. For St Kilda, I predict that Josh Battle will have a breakout year. He's been a bit of a utility, another one of those types, plays up forward, plays on the wing, plays down back. I think he's even played in the ruck at times as well. But last season, I believe he nailed down his position down back. St Kilda definitely lack that key defender down there as well. So Josh Battle, building off the positive season he had last year, could really nail that down and make that position his own. Again, another athletic type, got a great leap on him, and his speed makes it hard for forwards to match up against. Watch out for Josh Battle in season 2022. For the Sydney Swans, I'm going to put forward Tom McCartan. The Swans rose up the ladder in 2021, and a huge reason for that was Tom McCartan, who played 22 games and had a big role for the Swans. He's only 22 years old and he's already played 70 games under John Longmire. That is bloody bananas. He could potentially be a 250 game player. At this rate of improvement, already playing 70 games by the age of 22, his physicality is a lockdown defender, very physical, as well as being able to read the play nicely for intercept marks. This could be the year that he announces himself as one of the best key defenders in the comp and potentially makes a push for the All-Australian side. Watch out for Tommy McCartan. For West Coast, I predict that Jake Waterman will have a breakout year. Waterman's been a solid player for West Coast for already 4 or 5 seasons, I believe, but he's always been down the pecking order of West Coast forwards, playing second, third, or even fourth fiddle to Josh Kennedy, Jack Darling, even Liam Ryan as well. But with Jack Darling out for the season, you can see Jake Waterman step up into that role. He's got a strong body, he's a great kick, he's got really strong hands for marks as well. He's almost like in my mind, like a Mark Lecras type of player. It's his 5th season in the league, I believe, and this will be the year that he starts to enter his prime. I reckon Jake Waterman will have his best season to date. Lastly, we've got the Western Bulldogs, another team with heaps of established stars. Didn't really know which direction to look. I thought about dropping Ugelhagen, but that's a bit of a cop-out. So I've gone with a bit of a controversial one. I'm going to put forward Aaron Norton to break out as a bloody superstar, because he's already a star. He's going to blow up this season, I reckon. With Josh Bruce out, he's the clear key forward target, but he's so hard to contain. He's had a massive impact in both preseason games already. As soon as he gets a run at the ball and there's a high ball into the forward 50, no one's going to get in the way of Aaron Norton. He's fearless when he attacks the ball in flight. He's been linked to the likes of Wayne Carey in terms of his attack on the ball. How can you stop a man when the ball is flying through the air, that times his run to perfection, has a real good read on the ball, and then just jumps higher than anyone, floats across the pack? You can't stop him taking marks. The only knock against Norton is he's not a great set shot for whatever reason, but I'm sure he would have done plenty of work on that in the preseason. He has enough opportunities to be a potential Coleman medal winner, so I think if he can start kicking straight consistently, improve his confidence in front of goal, he will become a potential Coleman medal winner this season. I think he'll take a massive leap up this season. So that's going to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. There you go. Drop a comment down below of who you think will have a breakout season for your club, and any that you think I might have potentially got right or wrong. Let me know down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like, subscribe if you're new, it helps out the channel massively, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, you promise.